Hi, this is Yolanda Vanveen, and in this segment we're going to talk about how to plant patio tomatoes. Now, tomatoes can be grown pretty much anywhere they get sunlight. They need lots of full hot sun. So whether you're putting them in containers or the ground, you can have great results with tomatoes. I have found when growing tomatoes in containers, it's best to select the smaller varieties. This tiny little sweetie variety is really cute, and the tomatoes stay really small, and they're really easy to harvest and easy to grow. And even Roma tomatoes are pretty nice because they don't get that large. Whereas a beefsteak tomato that gets just huge wouldn't do so well in a pot just because it doesn't get enough room to grow, and it's hard to produce a lot of fruit in a small container. But either the large container on a patio or a small bed, you can do the larger tomatoes as well. So when you're growing patio tomatoes, the easiest thing that you can do, I have found, is to put rocks or gravel or moss or sticks or anything recyclables in the bottom of the pot. And then that way it's got good drainage and it's not as heavy and the dirt won't fall right out. And you want to use good potting soil or even a compost mix, and never use anything that has manure or bone meal or any body parts in it, because you want just organic material that is going to give it lots of nutrition. And so you can start your seeds right into the container and get them to grow, or you can buy the tomatoes already growing. But an easy way to start your tomato seeds is right in a paper towel. So I have found by just using a napkin or a paper towel and just keeping it moist, putting some seeds right in between two layers and keeping it indoors after the last frost, and once you get some nice starts, transplanting those into your pot, you'll have much more success. Or you can put them right into a seed tray as well. Just use some nice seed starting mix, as high in vermiculite and peat moss, or even some sand as well, and they'll start growing. And once they have a good root base, then you transplant them right into your patio container. And so once you've got the tomatoes growing in your patio container, make sure and give them hot, full sun all day. They need a lot of heat and a lot of water, but they want to dry out in between. So you want to make sure they're not sitting in a saucer where they're just soaking wet for weeks on end, because they'll start to rot and get mildew. So you want to pick out your tomatoes as they ripen right away too, because they'll produce more and more tomatoes depending on how you trim them out. And you can also trim down the plant a bit too, so that it can get some new growth and more tomatoes all the way through the fall. And in the fall, as soon as it gets cold at night, they're going to start turning yellow and you're going to lose your plant eventually. So you can either cut it back down to the ground and save your pot in the garage for the next year, or even if you've got a covered patio, a lot of times you can get tomatoes to perform even longer into the season if they have a little protection. But growing tomatoes in container is very easy and it's very rewarding.